Welcome to the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, March 28th. Over the last 2 weeks, precipitation has been minimal across the Great Basin, but still storms have been targeting the northern half of the Great Basin, bringing at least some showers to that area. However, these showers have still been below normal in most areas for the time of year, with still very dry conditions across southern Utah, the Arizona Strip, and southern and central Nevada. New snow over the last 72 hours has been nil with the dry conditions. However, we do have snowpack in the higher elevations in the Sierra and up into Idaho and Utah. Currently, the snowpack has dropped to below normal, especially with the very warm and dry conditions we've seen recently. Most of the snowpack is below about 75 or 80% of normal. However, some areas that are faring slightly better are parts of central Idaho and parts of Utah. The satellite loop from this morning shows a new storm moving in off the west coast. This will bring stronger winds today, along with increasing showers from west to east and cloud cover and cooler temperatures. So looking at the weather pattern for later today, most areas will see some form of shower activity and also stronger southerly winds, especially over the southern and eastern half of the Great Basin. Looking at those stronger winds, you can see gusts over 40 or 45 miles per hour for much of southern and eastern Nevada into parts of the Arizona Strip and western Utah. We will see lighter winds in the far west and north as this area of low pressure moves onshore, and mixing heights will remain moderate to high across most of the region and lower over central Idaho. As we move into Tuesday, the storm system will continue tracking east, still bringing showers to the eastern half of the Great Basin and breezy northerly winds to much of the western half of the Great Basin. So you can see those winds on Tuesday not quite as strong as we'll see ahead of the system today, but breezy north to northwest winds of gusts between about 30 and 40 miles per hour in some areas, especially across Nevada up into Idaho, with breezy winds in the higher terrain of Utah and moderate to high mixing heights. By Wednesday, the storm system moves off to the east. We do have a weaker system dropping south from the Pacific Northwest, so we will see another round of just clouds and maybe some light shower activity and some gusty winds associated with that. And also the gusty winds on the backside of the system will affect the eastern two-thirds of the Great Basin on Wednesday. You can see the strongest winds on Wednesday are those north to northwest winds on the backside of the low that's moving through, mainly across Utah, with lighter winds further west and moderate to high mixing heights. The forecast clearing index for Utah with these stronger winds moving in, obviously clearing indices are quite high the next few days. They will start to decrease over western Utah as those winds become much lighter with the area of low pressure moving off to the east. You can see from the 3-day forecast amounts of precipitation, most areas will see at least some light shower activity. Some of the heavier amounts will be felt in the Sierra and in the higher terrain of Utah, parts of central Idaho. Other lower elevations, at least again, will see some light shower activity, but not all areas will see wetting rains. Looking at the forecast for Thursday, that next system dropping down from the north moves off to the east, still some breezy winds in some areas, but a ridge of high pressure building off the west coast. By Friday, that ridge moves in, so some warming and drying conditions with still some lighter wind flow as that ridge moves through. And then by Saturday, we see another system starting to move in off the west coast. So by Saturday and Sunday, we'll see those winds increasing and another shot at some showers moving through much of the Great Basin, maybe not quite as much for the far south. The forecast amount of precipitation, this is just from Thursday through Saturday, so ahead of that next system this weekend, just those showers as that system today moves through the eastern part of the Great Basin on Thursday, and then again we'll see more wet weather later in the weekend. The 8 to 14-day outlook, taking us from April 4th through the 10th, shows a return to warm and dry conditions for much of the Great Basin. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back on Thursday for the latest updates.